All right. Have you heard about this Chat GPT thing that's going around? Have you? I mean, it's everywhere. Every post I see on Facebook, every podcast that I'm listening to, every ad that I see somebody trying to sell somebody something, it's usually about Chat GPT. So thank you for joining Just the Tip Tuesday. I appreciate you so much being here today, my friend, because I want to tell you a little bit about what is the jam with all of this going on, because there's just so much info going around about it. And I'm curious, do you know what it is? Are you taking advantage of it to help make your life easier? Because, man, it is time to use this amazing technology to support every part of your life. And even if you're scared of technology and you believe in the Terminator and you think that this AI chat bot is going to take all of our jobs away and hasten the end of mankind, I don't know about that. I'm pretty much I try to think a lot of times in the present. So my attitude is, you know what? It's helping me right now, and I'm going to keep learning about it as I can go. So, what is this thing? I don't know. I'm sure some of you have been well versed in it, are using it. I've had a couple of you comment and reach out since I've started this comment. But really, what is it? This Chat GPT is what it's called. Is a computer program that chats kind of like a virtual assistant or a chatbot, generating responses based on your written or text inputs. So what it does, and we hear that algorithm word, all the thing, but it's basically the way that a computer thinks. It runs all of these different trial and errors and gathers information to be able to help it to understand what it's being asked and to help it respond appropriately, right? To questions, to provide information, and really to engage in conversations. But as I said, any of you that are worried about the Terminator or the end of days coming from this, it's still a machine. It's not a human. There's all these things where, oh, we put in this thing and it talked about how to blow up the world. It really only does that because we've already thought about it. So I just want to tell you that it's not necessarily creating new processes. It's only drawing from the universe to go, this is what's available to you if you want to end the world, I guess. Terrible topic, but you know what I mean? For me, it's about motivation and getting things done. So, what do I use it for, and what are some benefits of using ChatGPT? So, benefits of using ChatGPT. It can save you time and effort by generating text really quickly. It can assist you in decision making. It can provide creative ideas and even some unique ones that you never thought of before, and really help with communication and writing tasks. That's what I have been really focusing, and how to reword things. I say something or I'll put in bullets and I'm not great at writing paragraphs. Well, I can tell it, write a paragraph based on these 4 bullets, and it will write a paragraph. And what I'll tell it is base it on the conversations that I have had on my YouTube page, and I'll drop the link. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself because it's so exciting, and it actually will go and process your language. But okay, I'm going to get back to, before I jump ahead of how exciting it is, because you know me, I get so excited about everything. What are some real world applications of ChatGPT? If you're not, trying to take over the world, or, you're not pinky in the brain, but seriously, you're just a person out there that's trying to figure out, can this help me or not, before you jump in and start learning something else, right? So for myself, what I found that my real world applications of this comes down to writing emails, creating content for my workshops, for my social media, for PowerPoint presentations, for blog posts that I'm writing, right? So it helps me to draft reports. So I do strategic planning now, and that is a very laborious, difficult, very brain consuming activity. Well, now with this new processor, it helps me process my thoughts, if that makes sense. I don't even want to say that it thinks for me. It doesn't. It just basically takes my thoughts and words and gives me different options of how to sort out the information so that it sounds better, that it's more influential, that it's more organized, that it is spoken in more of a, depending on my audience, a more academic or professional level, or a more casual and collegial level, friend level, right? So it can, you tell it what to do and it'll help you do that. It helps you generate ideas and provides really virtual assistants. Like it can turn into your virtual assistant. I was so worried about, I need to hire somebody to do these 18 tasks. And as an entrepreneur, it's complicated, it's expensive, you spend so much time hiring. Well, I've realized that I can do a lot of this on my own with this particular software that helps me. And that's the way I look at it, is software. And if any of you have been back in my era, like we've already had this. If you were back in the beginning of internet, y'all remember Ask Jeeves? I don't know. Let me know if you remember Ask Jeeves. That was my favorite thing when computers first came out. It was like, I can ask it anything and it will give me an answer. This is or even really Google for that matter. To me, this is just another variation of those. And it's based on, it's just a smarter variation of those things. Okay. And whereas some of the like Google is really dominated a lot by ads and paid sponsorships, things like that. This chat GPT is not dictated by that at this point. So it just literally goes around the universe of online stuff and pulls out the best of the best for you, or pulls out what you're asking it to find you. So what are some other things? Crafting speeches, preparing for presentations, developing your leadership skills, just asking. You can ask it, how do I deal with this difficult situation? Type out exactly what happened, and it will again search all of the different things and bring you back a variety of answers. And you can specify, I want 10 different ways that I could have dealt with this, and it will come up with 10 different ways. And then say you didn't like any of those 10 ways, you can ask it again to say, come up with 10 more ways, and it will come up with 10 completely unique ways. Isn't this amazing? Do you see what the power of this stuff is? So some other things, generate ideas, analyze data, strategize for business growth. So depending on how you want to use it in your life, you can develop business plans, create marketing strategies, generate content for social media. I mentioned what I do. But then the other, what are some real world, that was professional applications I just talked about. What are some personal applications? Well, meal planning, everybody always wants that was the biggest thing I could have made a fortune off, was creating meal plans when I was in fitness. But even if you're not, you just don't know what to cook and you have X ingredients in your kitchen. Well, you can literally say, I have potato chips, pancake syrup, butter, and bread in my house. Please put together 3 different meal ideas that I can make out of this. And it will go around the wide world and bring you out 3 different recipes, unless it can't think of anything. And then it may just come back with one, because that's the thing too. It's not going to think for you and recreate something. It has to be out there. All right. Workout routines, outlining how to do anything. Fix your car, curl your hair, improve your relationships, write a resume, get a job, meditate, like all of these things that you get motivated. I'm going to be doing a live today, and I'll talk about that in a minute, later tonight with one of my friends. But we're going to talk about motivation, planning a trip. And what do I mean? What do you pack for California in the middle of February in one of those places, Santa Monica? What should I wear? And it'll tell you, because it will go and research what's happening for the weather there, fashion trends that are happening in that area, and it will give you a plan of what you should bring for that trip. It'll tell you activities you should do. If you're going to a new town, you can say, I'm going to Santa Monica, and what should I do? What are the 10 most popular, not just what are the 10 most free things that I could do? Like, what are 10 free activities that I could do in Santa Monica when I go in the middle of February? And it will go and search and find you the 10 best activities. You don't like any of those activities? What do? You jump down and you say, give me 10 more activities. And Chat GPT will just keep rotating through to give you more data that you need. You can figure out the weather. You can set out a map, how to get to something. And it'll, I'm not good at regular maps. Do this by, you could even say, show me a map from this hotel to the Kennedy Space Center, but do it by markers, not directions, because I'm terrible. I want to know that it's turn right at the Walmart on 15th, and it's go straight past the Cal Tire on, but don't hit Willowcale Road because you've gone too far then. That's the kind of directions I like. So you can ask it to write the directions like that. You can ask it, what movies should I watch? What books should I read? How do I improve my communication? How do I solve different problems in my life? The list goes on and on and on. And that's the exciting part of it. It really, you can ask it in any questions, any way, shape, or form questions that you want to. And it's literally just like talking to somebody. And where do you get it? Just Google Chat GPT. And I'll put some notes in it after I'm done here. I'll put some notes in the comments section about just a little bit more where you can look for things. But it really is, the sky's the limit. That's what I've been doing, is just practicing and creating a lot of things like this presentation today, right? I could have gone and done a whole bunch of research, but I know a little bit about Chat GPT already. But really, I just asked it, to give you an example, I said, give me some real world applications, professional applications. It shot me out a bunch. I chose the best ones. Give me some personal applications. It shot me out a bunch. I picked the ones I like. I even went back. So you can also go back and edit. So you put something in and it shot you an answer that wasn't quite right. You can actually go back and edit that question or that directive to it and say, yes, but say this in a funnier tone. As you know, what I like humor, that's what I do a lot. Say this in a more professional tone, and it'll rewrite whatever it wrote for you in with this new directive while keeping the intent of your original request. So I'm telling you, this is life-changing for me. This is decreasing the amount of work that I'm doing. It's still my brain. I still got to go back and even change it, because it isn't always exactly right, because it's not my voice. But at least it's giving me somewhere to start. And then I can go start to tweak it, because that to me is way easier than trying to start from a blank slate. Right? So I hope that got you excited. I want to know, are you using it, and how are you using it? And or are you freaked out of it? Tell me what your thoughts are about Chat GPT in the comments, okay? And why am I wondering about this? Because I'm currently working on developing a Chat GPT webinar, and I'm thinking of holding a training session where we would literally, I'd be sharing my screen and showing you different things. You could ask me different requests, and I'm thinking, so I can show you actually how you can apply it specifically to the needs in your organization, team, community, family, or just for yourself. All right. So if this is something you're interested in learning more about, because I'm telling you, it is exciting stuff, because you can work smarter instead of harder. And I think that's what everybody needs to be doing in this day and age. All right. So comment if and how you're using Chat GPT in your personal and professional life. And let me know if you'd be interested in learning more about Chat GPT and maybe doing a Zoom webinar with this, maybe work together and walk through it and just learn a bit more about it. Okay. So I'm super stoked. I love it. Thank you. Oh, super excellent. I'm glad some of you are using it. Fantastic. Let me know what some examples, why, because then we can share it with each other. So, mwah. And don't worry about it. If this freaks you out, if this is new stuff, don't worry about it. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. That's what we are here for, is for us to grow and change and become bigger, better, and faster. And you know what I mean? It's not about being perfect. It's about learning every single day. And for those of you who can see me, if you're watching this, you're going to see it. You may see I have a ring around my face at a massage appointment today. I almost didn't show up today. Good old imposter syndrome. But I said, you know what? Don't care. Got to show up. Got to do my thing. Because every day I'm learning and growing and changing, and so are you. So don't ever let that hold you back. That's why I want to teach anybody what I'm learning. I want to share it with you, because then it's not so scary if we're all doing it together. All right. Have a great week. Talk to you soon.